Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Monday, March 14th slate of NBA games. I'm super excited to hop into it. We are unfortunately done with college basketball here for a couple days, but you know what? The big dance is coming, and I'm super excited for it. Obviously, I have started to look at some of the matchups. I know that as long as some of the spreads aren't too big, I know kind of which ones I'm hammering, so I'm super excited about it. But we do have a couple of great days of NBA action as well, so this will definitely get us through for a while. So I'm super excited to hop into it. First, I did just want to go ahead and say thank you guys for all the birthday wishes yesterday. I had a great day. It was an absolutely amazing day. Got to spend a lot of time with my family. Got to go out to eat. Got to go to watch a movie. So really good day overall. So thank you guys so much for all the birthday wishes. Secondly, I did just want to go ahead and say we are on the road to 6,000 subscribers. And if you guys are new, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Also here, quick shout out to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. Thank you for giving such a small channel such a big chance. It truly does mean so much to me. So let's go ahead and do a quick recap as of yesterday. As much as I would love to hide it, we had another pretty rough day. We actually ended up going 0-3-1 on our plays. It's just been tough. It's truly been tough. I think this might be the worst statistical win-loss week ever since I've started YouTube. So this is a new week. Hopefully we can go ahead and get right with it. So we'll go ahead and talk about it. First, we had Seth Curry under in points. Unfortunately, he does get ruled out literally right before the game. Wasn't even listed as questionable or anything, and then all of a sudden gets injured. So nothing you can do about that one. Then we had Philadelphia and Orlando under 223 would have hit easily would have hit, but unfortunately, the game did end up going to overtime somehow, and then it hit the over, which is just super unlucky, just a really tough beat. And then we had Purdue and Iowa over 148. At one point in the first half, Iowa was shooting 20% from the three-point line, so there's really nothing you can do about that. Just a very poor shooting night, and it was still honestly not super far away. I think it was definitely still within reach, but unfortunately, like I said, just a tough shooting night. That's really all there was to it. So, but like I said, I found some really great plays. I'm super excited to dive into it, so let's get right to it. First play of the day, we're going to be taking DeJounte Murray over 23.5 points versus Minnesota Timberwolves and minus 115 odds. Now, DeJounte Murray has been an absolute monster to this line. He has covered in 5 straight games, and he has covered this line in 6 of his last 7. Been really great at scoring the basketball, being that number one option for that San Antonio Spurs team. And when it comes to his history versus Minnesota, he hasn't looked great. Last game versus Minnesota, he did really struggle. He didn't put up a lot of points. But if you take a look at it, he did shoot 2 for 12. So there's really nothing you can do about that. I mean, just a very poor shooting night. And I definitely think he turns it around here versus this Minnesota Timberwolves team. And in the last 7 games, Minnesota has allowed the 7th most points per game. And in the last 30, they've allowed the 3rd most. So they have been really, they've just been allowing a ton of points here just in general. And when it comes to Minnesota and San Antonio, both of these two teams do play at a super fast pace. Minnesota, they play at the 3rd fastest pace in the entire NBA, and San Antonio plays at the 6th fastest pace. So 2 very fast-paced offenses, and they allow a lot of points, especially to the point guard position. They allow like I said, the 7th most points per game in their last 7 to opposing point guards, and the 3rd most in the last 30. So I think we see a ton of value here for DeJounte Murray, so we're going to be taking his over. DeJounte Murray over 23.5 points versus Minnesota Timberwolves at minus 115 odds. Our second play of the day is going to be Milwaukee minus 1.5 versus Utah at minus 110 odds. Milwaukee, they've started to really turn things around recently. They have covered in 4 of their last 5 games. And Milwaukee, as a road favorite this year, they are 15-8 against the spread as a road favorite. So really getting it done anytime that they are favored on the road. And just on the road in general, they're still a pretty solid team. They are 17-15 against the spread. So I do think we see a ton of value here. And this Utah team, they have been struggling, truthfully. And I don't really know what all it's about, but they are struggling. They have only covered in 2 of their last 10 games. So Like I said, they're just struggling right now, and so we're going to be taking advantage of it. And Utah, following a loss, which they did have a loss last game, they're just 8-16-1 against the spread after a loss, and as an underdog this year, they're just 2-3-1 against the spread. So anytime that they are supposed to lose, or whatever, yeah, anytime they are supposed to lose, they don't really cover very often either. So I think we see a ton of value here, and it does look like Rudy Gobert is questionable, but even if he plays, I'm perfectly fine with this bet. I still really like this bet. But if he's out, I think that makes it even better for us. So that's our second play of the day. Milwaukee -1.5 versus Utah at -110 odds. Our third play of the day is going to be Kyle Kuzma under 19.5 points versus Golden State Warriors at -115 odds. Now, I know if you look at this line, Kyle Kuzma has been absolutely killing it recently. But I do think that this line is really low for a reason. In the Warriors' last 7 games, they have allowed the 7th fewest points per game to opposing small forwards, and in their last 30 games, they've allowed the 2nd fewest points per game to opposing small forwards. So surprisingly, they have been locking up that small forward position, and I think that that Kuzma is surprisingly going to be one of the guys that they do target and that they are going to try to take away. Also, Golden State plays at a very slow pace. We all know this. They play at the 8th slowest pace in the entire NBA. Also, they're just a very solid team in general. They allow the 2nd fewest points per game to opposing teams, so they don't give up a lot of points in general, and they definitely don't give up a lot of points to that small forward position either. Also, the Golden State Warriors have the best defensive efficiency in the entire NBA. So all of these stats are pointing to the under, so hopefully Kyle Kuzma doesn't go out and shoot 30 times and, hits the over, shooting like 60-70%. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but all the stats are pointing to the under, so we're going to be riding with it. Kyle Kuzma under 19.5 points versus Golden State at -115 odds. And then our fourth and final play of the day, we are going to be taking the Toronto Raptors -4 versus the Los Angeles Lakers at -110 odds. The Raptors, despite kind of going on a little bit of a rough stretch, they have really been a roller coaster this year, but as of right now, they are trending in the right direction. They have covered in 3 straight games. And as a road favorite this year, they are 7-3 against the spread, so covering 70% of the time. So I love our odds on this one. And as a road team in general, they've been really good. Just overall, they are 21-13-1 against the spread on the road this year. And the Lakers, we all know that they're struggling. And I don't know exactly when they're going to get things turned around or if they even are going to get things turned around. But as of right now, they have only covered in 2 of their last 9 games. And at home this year, they haven't been great. They are just 15-21 against the spread at home. So I think we see a ton of value here for the Raptors. Now, I know that Fred VanVleet is questionable, and obviously I would love for him to play, but I think that this line is set for Fred VanVleet to sit. So even if he does sit, I do think that the Raptors can still win and cover this -4 spread. So that's going to be our fourth and final play of the day. Raptors -4 versus the Lakers at -110 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. We are on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so like I said, I'm trying to hit that by the end of the month. I know we've been on a little bit of a cold stretch, but, the best time to tail someone is when they're cold, because then, they go on a hot streak and it's uphill from there. That's just the way that sports betting works. So that is going to do it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.